How you doing today?
Good.
That's good. That's good. Just want to let you know that you are being recorded
Okay.
um, for the use of my school counseling practicum. Your name will not be disclosed. This is just so that I can get practice on making sure that I can become an effective counselor. So
Okay.
just had to let you know that. All right. Just quickly, how's your day going? How's your day
Doing
going?
good. We went, well, 6 weeks back in, so I'm passing out my classes, so I should be good. Just trying to get school year by,
Hmm.
senior year. I'm just trying to hit from graduate so I can go on
Hmm.
college and get ready.
Okay. So you said that the school year, well, you want to get the school year over with, but you said the grading period is about to end, and you're passing all your classes.
Yeah.
Okay. Have you been going to tutoring, or did you need
In the
tutoring for any of your
mornings,
classes?
well, for my pre-cal class,
Mm-hmm.
I'll be doing the tutorials in the morning when I need help on something. So I haven't really been needing it lately because I know how to do most of everything. Because most of everything that he teaches
Mm-hmm.
like isn't pre-cal yet.
Mm-hmm.
It's like algebra review, so I should be good for right now. Maybe I think this 6 weeks we learning something new.
Okay.
So
Okay. So your classes are going well. Um, okay. So that's good. That's good. Let's see. Let's recap from last time. I know we talked about your family, we talked about your sister, your brother, of course, your mom. So, just in a nutshell, how's everyone doing? In a
everybody's
nutshell.
doing good. Um, over the last recap that we did, I think my brother had gotten into a little trouble. Well, it wasn't really a little trouble because it was self defense, but
Mm-hmm.
like I guess he got like sealant, and this kid was. I guess he touched my brother, and he called my brother to the restroom, and like he had hit my brother, and my brother had just straight up went up in the restroom and just beat him up. The dude was like, he was a senior, and my brother's 14. So the dude, he got a fine. He went to jail and all that, but they gave my brother a warning because it was self defense. So
Mm-hmm.
they didn't give him a fine. They just suspended him for 3 days.
Mm-hmm.
So he really didn't get in trouble for that since it was self defense, and he didn't provoke the dude. The dude
Mm-hmm.
provoked him.
Mm-hmm.
So he wasn't really he didn't really get in trouble. My sister, she got in trouble for some. Uh, I don't know the full story about it. I try
Mm-hmm.
not to like. It's the same thing. It's not like she haven't done that before.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing, stealing. I don't even see the purpose of her stealing. Like she steal phones
Mm-hmm.
because she don't have one because she not allowed to have one. So
Mm-hmm.
I guess that's why she's stealing and trying to be slick around like my mom and stuff. But
Mm-hmm.
just like a couple of days before she got in trouble,
Mm-hmm.
my mom caught her in the room with it, and she acted like my mom was just crazy and she was just saying stuff. So my mom she let it go. So that's when it caught up to her at school, and I was like, we told you so. You got your own self in trouble. Number one, you already on parole, so stealing is gonna go. So when you go to court, he's gonna have to tell the judge about that.
Mm-hmm.
Like you doing all this stuff, and court is just around the corner, and you doing all this stuff, and you
Mm-hmm.
trying to get in more trouble.
Okay. Well,
I don't know. It's crazy.
okay. And how's your mom doing?
Mom, she doing good. Yesterday we went to church in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
Then we went to Oak Cliff for my aunt. She came from Orange, Texas, so
Mm-hmm.
she was down here for her birthday yesterday. And we just had like barbecue and
For
little
whose
party and
birthday?
stuff. My aunt's.
Okay, your aunt
My
from
aunt's.
Orange, Texas came down to visit,
Yes,
and she went to.
we haven't really seen her since I was like I don't know, I was little, but like she didn't even notice me. She didn't even know.
She
who I
didn't
was.
recognize who
She
you
didn't recognize
was.
me because all she knew She didn't even recognize my brother until my granny had said, "That's She started asking about us, and we was right there, and we was right there. So I'm right here. She like, who's that boy right there? I'm like, I'm Zay. She like, oh boy, you done grown up. I'm like, yeah. From the last time you saw me, then she didn't even know that my brother was Rock. Like they call him Rock, cause he used to like fall out of like. We was in Ruston, Louisiana for like the summer with my auntie and them when they was living down there, cause they had went to Grambling. So we was down there. My aunt and them, they was doing something outside. And they told my brother to stay on top of the stairs and don't come down. So next thing you know, he was rolling down the stairs and he just got up and act like nothing happened.
Wow.
I'm like, that's not a normal child right there. That's not normal. Like,
So his head is hard like a rock.
That's why we call him Rock, because his head is hard. I'm like, man, that's crazy.
Okay. So overall, it seems like everybody's, doing okay. It's a little bumps in the road, but maintaining. I did want to focus more on you.
Okay.
About you and your plans, feelings and emotions, and just in general about you. I want to revisit the issue with your father, and just see where we can go with that.
Okay. Well, like, most kids, they like, I guess either they hold a grudge against their mom or hold a grudge against their dads, like for not being there or for like hiding something, or I'm not really, focused on who he is or what he is, because if I really wanted to know, and if he really wanted me to know who he was, he would have been there from day one. So like, I'm not the one to hold grudges against something. Like my mom still was barely in my life when I was little. I didn't hold a grudge against. I still don't hold a grudge against that. If anything, like she told my sister them, they have no reason to be mad at her. If anything, I should be mad because I was the firstborn and I was the first to be given to my grandmother. So I really don't hold grudges because there was a purpose for everything. It was purpose for why he wasn't in my life. So most likely it was a good one, and if it was a bad one, then it really doesn't matter because I'm doing fine without him. Like my uncle, I got an uncle and I got cousins that just there for me. So they just help me throughout the way. Okay, so
you're saying that it really doesn't matter, and then when you said it really doesn't matter, you just kind of like, your body language kind of changed. You're like, it really doesn't matter. Tell me more about when you said it really doesn't matter.
Like, to me, I have no feelings, like, inside of me to, like, even look or search for who he is. Like, if I ask my mom to look for her, she gonna look for it. Okay? If she finds him and actually gets like to talk to him and ask him to come see me, and if he does come see me, it's not really gonna like, I'm not even gonna be interested. Like there's no point in me even like trying to understand who he is or what he's like now, because most likely he's probably a better man now, or he's probably like I'm just going ahead and say like just a bum, not doing nothing with his life. Or most likely he's just looking for a handout for when I turn 18. That's most commonly that's what happens with like black males or anybody's father. Like they come in, they leave to turn 18. Cause I'm not on child support. So most likely either way he's gonna come back. Even when I'm 18, or he can come back right now. When I get home, he can be in my house looking for me. Still won't matter. he gonna be the same dude that I didn't know.
Mm.
You know, I'm not gonna like if he wants to know who I am personally, you know, we can do that. We can like cooperate. We can talk. You know, I can act, but I'm not just gonna sit there and just act like you just my father from day one.
Mm.
Like it's not gonna be. Nothing's gonna be different. You're just gonna be here. You're gonna have to earn my trust before you even like try to be my father. You know,
Okay.
like my mom's dad. He never been in my life till like, let me think, like 14. Yeah, 14. So, you know, I needed to ride home because I was in Oak Cliff, man. I needed to ride home because I had to go to school the next day. And so, I guess he had came and picked me up. You know, I didn't know what he looked like. I only knew his voice.
No, you're talking about
My mom's dad.
your mom's dad, your grandfather.
Yeah,
Okay.
he had came, you know. He's going to try to get on me, like, he's going to try to get on me and try to talk crazy to me about not being at home or not following my mom's guidelines. Number one, I thought my mom was going to pick me up that day because she was mad at me. So when I got home, she didn't really say nothing about it. So he's in a van. He just going at it with me.
Mm.
I'm not the one to argue back. You know, I got respect for people no matter what, no matter if I was right or wrong. Still got respect. And I'm just thinking in my mind like, how you gonna sit here and like talk crazy to me and act like a grandfather when you haven't been here, when you lied to me all my life?
Mm.
So I'm like,
So trust to me sounds like that. You have to build trust. You have to
You
trust
have
the
to.
person in order to be that father or grandfather. Just because you made a baby, or just because that's your mom's dad, in your eyesight, is it safe to say that it doesn't necessarily mean that you're the granddad, and it doesn't necessarily mean that your father is your father. It's just that that's the man who helped you get here.
They can have that title, but they haven't really gained it.
Oh.
They can have that title, you know.
Tell me more about gaining that title. What do you mean by that?
Like, okay,
Like your dad specifically.
my dad specifically.
Mhm.
Yes, he gave my mom. She gave me. It takes two to have a baby.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yes, he has the title of my father, but until he becomes a real father to me and show me that he is really a good father to me, he's not really my father. He's just that guy.
Mhm.
Like a father and a dad. A dad is like a stepdad. You know, somebody that comes in your life and you already. It's not really your father.
Mhm.
Generically,
Mhm.
and just a stepdad, then if he gains your trust, then that makes him your father.
Mm. So
And a father is like somebody that's gonna be there all the time, that hasn't left or, you know, hasn't sent you or like haven't mistreated you or misguided you in any type of way. He's gonna be there for you no matter what. And a dad is temporary.
Wow, that's interesting that you say a dad is temporary and a father is there for the entirety of your life. Wow. That's deep. That's deep.
Yeah, like, you know, people tell me all the time that most people who have journals are from the hood, or like most teenage African American men that's from like bad parts of cities across the United States or wherever you're from, they carry around journals, or they keep them at their house with poems, or they write, you know. Even somebody in prison right now can have the same education as me, but just made a big mistake and just threw it all away. Yet they can still have the knowledge in their head and use it to, you know, do something better or change who he is when he gets out. You know, everybody on the earth is equal. They just gotta find their purpose.
Okay. Interesting. I want to ask you this. Let's say if you had a chance to talk to your dad, because that would be an appropriate term, right? A dad.
Yeah.
You know, so should I refer to him as your father or your dad?
My dad.
Your dad, because
My dad.
okay, because I was listening to what you said, and a dad is just there, maybe not in your life, but a father is going to be in your life for your entire life.
Yeah.
So, what if I say that your dad came in here right now, and he sat right there? What would you say to him? Like, what would you say if your dad was right there, and all your emotions, just how would that go if your dad was right there? So, if you're I know you're thinking, and your mind is going. Um, you want to turn your desk to this desk here. Turn your desk. And he is sitting right there.
Well,
He's right there. Talk to your dad.
couldn't really say that to him. I'll probably ask him, why did you? What's the real reason you left?
He's like gonna act as if he is right there. Like he is sitting right there.
Okay, I know what you're talking about. Why did you leave when I was so young? Why didn't you make an effort to come back? Like, what made you even come back right now? Just be honest with me. Don't try to sugarcoat nothing. Don't blame nothing on my mom. Cause my mom, like, at least she admit her mistakes, and she at least came back, and at least she showed that she really cared. Like, you was just gone and you never even came. Like, I just been sitting here. I know nothing about you. I don't know your name right now. It just feels like I'm just talking to some random dude at a bus stop. You know, like, I asked my mom about you a couple of times. She told me, kind of upset the first time when she told me. Now that I think about it, it just really doesn't even matter no more because I'm already well out. I already know what I'm gonna do for college. If you was there, I could have been an athlete if I wanted to be. Like, so many things dealing with you not being there affected me when I was a kid, making me seem like I was useless, like I was weak, but you know, when I hit middle school, it was a whole different story. I actually knew who I was and what I did really fit in. And when I left Oak Cliff, I knew that my life wasn't there. You know, yes, all my family is there, but my life isn't really, really there. My life is, you know, bigger than anybody's. Well, my life is bigger than what you wanted it to be. Most likely, if you would have stayed in my life, I'll probably still be in the hood, stealing cars, stealing about everything, just because of the knowledge that you had when you was young. You know, I really accept my mom as my mother and my father, because even though she can't, you know, raise me as a man, but she can teach me what a man really should be, and show me by showing me who my uncle and my cousins and what they come from and what they've been through, showing me what they really and who they become. Is bigger and better than anything that she would have showed me. So by me learning the way I did and by me growing up the way I did, it's like my life is going in a positive way. I couldn't wish for anything better.
Is there anything else you would like to say to him? Is there anything else?
Nah,
You
nothing else.
you seem a little. At first, you seemed like you were kind of nervous. I noticed it's like, oh, I'm about to talk to my dad. Like first, I could tell your body language. You kind of got a little shaky there. You start funneling, moving your hands around a little bit.
Yeah,
Tell me about that. Like, why all of a sudden you were starting to feel uneasy? Tell me about that.
cause like if he really was in front of me, I wouldn't even know how to respond to it. Um, I was really thinking about in my head what would my mom do, and my mom would have did something very negative, and it would have been just crazy. So
Well, no, because this is about you. This
yeah,
is, I mean, I know that you say that you were thinking about your mom as you were speaking to your dad, who's sitting right here, but it's about you and how you will
yeah,
respond to him. I mean, I'm sure that what your mom have, what your mom has told you, um, has some impact on your perspective, but it's about how you feel and what you want to say and what you need to get off your chest to him. Um, so while you were talking to him, all of a sudden at first you were timid and
timid.
kind of shy, almost timid, just nervous, timid
Yeah.
and nervous, not necessarily shy. Then all of a sudden you got more comfortable um, as you were speaking to him. Tell me more about that.
I guess it was just like what I was gonna say or what I was really thinking about, and how did it really affect me from me growing up to now about how he wasn't there and how it really affected me. I guess that deals with a lot of anger and frustration I used to have when I used to think about why he's not here and why he hasn't reached out to me. I guess that's basically you know what brung on the timidness in me or the nervousness in me, cause ain't no telling him what I'll say that'll that I'll regret, even if he do come in my life, what I'll regret on saying to him, you know.
Is it safe to say that you say you would regret some of the things that you would say to him? So
Yeah.
you would speak, how would you speak to him? Like, I mean, what else would you have said to him or,
Like I would have just, you know, just disowned the fact that he was my father. Um, like, well, my dad. I just would have disowned the fact that he was even, real.
mhm.
You know, um, wouldn't really, if he was here, wouldn't really, matter. Cause if you came back in my life, I don't think nothing really would change. Like, I still be doing what I'm doing now. You know, go to school, go to work, um, watch my brother and my sister, graduate, go to college, get a career, build a future for me and my family. There's just, you know, nothing's gonna stop me from doing it. Nothing can stop you from doing none of that stuff, except for you. Can nobody hold you back? If anything is holding you back, it's yourself.
Mhm.
That's that's how well that's how I was raised. I was raised in Oak Cliff. I was raised respectively. Like I was raised to respect everybody, anybody, no matter what they did to you.
Mhm.
Can't hold grudges. Um, you can't stay a child forever. Can't you know play around too much. You know, make somebody mad on purpose just for the laughter of it. That's not what. Well, some adults do that because they still haven't really reached that maturity level that they're supposed to be. They still, in their high school or elementary or middle school days. Um, some people are like that. Like some people have not just fully grown up from that level to really the adult level that you should be at. Like
Mhm.
they say they got a career and all that, but they still don't know how to control themselves
Mhm.
personally and how to react to some things. You know, some people react to some of the craziest, some of the smallest things can make somebody just blow up and just want to kill somebody just for no reason.
Mhm.
Like I think that's everyday life. Like somebody do the smallest thing and they get killed over it just
Mhm.
because that person didn't know how to really handle that situation and react to it carefully and with understanding. That's how
Mhm.
most of these young people get killed right now. You know.
Mhm. Yeah. Okay. So back to your dad.
Yeah.
Back to your dad. Um, you mentioned that he, well, I gathered that he shaped you in a positive way, or believe it or not, it was a, how did he shape you in a positive way? Because you mentioned something earlier, but can you tell me more about how he shaped you in a positive way?
By him not being there, I think that I learned how to not trust what nobody say. Um,
So you've lost trust, so you don't trust anyone.
like I trust my family, you know. I trust people that's been there, like me and my friend, like you know, we've been friends since I was like in middle school, like 8th grade.
Mhm.
We live in the same apartments. We went from freshman year to senior year, seniors together. So we like that's trust right there. That's
Mhm.
like when you with somebody for that long and y'all haven't gotten into no arguments or nothing. That's brotherly love right there.
Mhm.
That's what friendship really is. Um, you know, like I think when I was going through elementary school and middle school, it kind of let's just say from elementary school to 6th grade. Um, when my father wasn't there, like it really didn't teach me nothing.
Mhm.
It just frustrated me, made me even angry. Like I used to have anger problems with nearly everybody. I used to get in fights in elementary school, had fights in middle school. But all that right there changed when I started when I moved with my mom.
So hold on one second. You said you used to have fights in elementary and middle school,
Yeah, I used to.
and what was the cause of those fights?
They'll be like they'll make like your mama jokes, your dad jokes.
And
I didn't really like the mama jokes. You know, they really didn't do nothing to me.
Mhm.
They really like my mom. She was around.
Mhm.
She came by.
Mhm.
Gave us stuff for having a good report card and everything,
Mhm.
and she just helped the best we can.
Mhm.
She come and just visit us and just see how we growed up and how we doing. But when you talk about like my dad, it's a whole different story. Like I just like we're gonna fight. That's how I used to feel in elementary and
Middle
junior
school.
year, middle school.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you're saying that when you would get into, I guess, arguments or when kids are acting as kids and adolescents, poking fun at each other, making
Yeah.
jokes, when they would talk about the yo mama jokes that didn't necessarily bother you because you knew that your mom was somewhat in your life and you said that she would come and visit. But when it specifically, or when people said something about your dad, that angered you?
Yeah, that angered me. Like it hurt me because like I knew my mom. What they said about my mom, I knew wasn't true. So
Mhm.
they can just go by me.
Mhm.
But I didn't know anything about my my father, my dad,
Mhm.
because like I was young. So when you young, you have those moments where you just don't you just lose self control and you just act a certain way because of this. So when they used to talk about my dad, I didn't know anything about him, so I didn't know if it was true or not. So they used to make me mad. They used to frustrate me even more because after the fight, I used to think about what if he is this, what if he is that, and it just, I used to break down and just get mad, at everybody. Didn't matter who it was, I used to just be mad because little kid, like just like my family said, I was a little brave kid. I was quiet. They said I just really had a little anger problem and a little attitude and self control problem when I was little, cause I used to get mad at everybody. I used to, I told the truth a lot when I was a kid. I still do.
Mm-hmm.
I respected everybody, but it's just that, I don't know how to say it. I just guess I just if I got too frustrated, I just take it out on people. I guess that's what I used to do. You just take everything out on people when I was little. Then I moved with my mom,
What? And you said when you were smaller, you would take out your frustration on any and everyone. And the root of that frustration
is, not knowing who my dad was. That frustrated me a lot. A lot when I was little. Like, a lot. I didn't cry about it though.
Mm-hmm.
I just used to be mad and just a little upset. I didn't cry about it.
Okay, so your coping mechanism was being outwardly frustrated towards people, and emotionally you never broke down and cried.
No.
That wasn't your way of handling it. You just turned that into pent up frustration.
Yeah. My mom, she don't like when I did cry in front of her and I told her why I was crying, she got mad at me. She's like, don't cry over somebody that hasn't been there for you. And she said if I don't know my dad and I get like a letter or something about my dad dying or something, don't cry, because you didn't even know who he was. So why cry over somebody that you didn't know, that you didn't come into physical or verbal contact with?
Mm-hmm.
You don't know his name. You don't know what he looks like. You don't know anything. So I cried, and so that really changed my perspective of that, of me getting frustrated. I didn't worry about it no more, because I already knew that what she telling me is to me that was right. That's why now don't really focus on. I'm not really a frustrated person like that. Well, I'm frustrated about SAT tests and all that, but not my dad. I don't let that really cling on to me like that no more. I don't really worry about it no more, cause if he really wanted to be there, he would have been there for me. He would have been there through elementary, middle school. He would have been there on my first day of high school. He would be there on my, when I graduate high school and when I graduate college. So if you're not there, there's no point in really being upset about it, But even though he haven't been in my life and he coming into my life, it doesn't mean I gotta be mad at him. It doesn't mean I gotta disrespect him. You gotta respect everybody, no matter what. Can't be mad at everybody over something that happened a long time ago. Yeah, he left a long time ago, but what I am now, it really doesn't affect me. Most adults, I know somebody that's 30 and their dad finally came in their life. And he really didn't, he had the same mentality. He don't be worried about that. I'm not even worried about it. That's why I got that. He not really my father. He my dad.
Mm.
That's why I got that. Well, he didn't. Well, he didn't say it like me.
Mm.
You know, I said it. I
Mm.
went deep with it. You know,
Okay.
he can't do it like me.
But I do notice that, you know, because we've been talking about your dad this time, and you become very, like, serious. And, you know, when you're explaining the story, and you're very earnest, that's just another word for just serious. And and you're being honest, and I appreciate that. But I can just tell that you're, you know, still your body language. You know, when I ask about your dad, it changes, and then you will drift off and talk about something else,
Yeah.
and then like literally um, your tone of voice would heighten, and you get more excited to talk about like your friend, like you'll go and start talking about your best friend, and because that's what you think friendship is, and you start talking about friendship, and then when I bring it back to about your dad, you get very solemn and serious.
Yeah, because I don't like, you know, I don't really like stand on it. Because, like, you know, I don't really know what to say about it, except for, you know, what I already said. You know, I don't know how to go deep into detail with what I'm trying to say because, you know, I have no emotion behind it.
Mm.
You know,
Okay.
I am nervous about it because, like, give me, like, this uneasy feeling about talking about it because, you know, it's like,
Have you ever talked about your father to this extent? Has it ever been this extensive?
no, no, never been this excited. Because I barely hold conversations about it. I barely even talk to my mom about it anymore after the first time she talked to me about it. Never even brought him up. Never even asked her what's his name. I only know where he's from. That's the only thing I know. Cause I'm from where he's from. So that's basically all that I know. What else? All I know is I got his last name. That's it. That's the only thing I own of his. Is his last name. That's the only comparison between me and him. His last name. You know, well, the only comparison between me and him is well, another comparison. I ain't gonna say only because there are more comparisons. It's probably on what we look like genetically because you know he did help make me, I guess. Basically it. You know, I don't really focus on. I don't even talk to my. That's the only person I talk to about my mom. That's the only person, and you now.
I thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, that's y'all the only two people I really talk about it. Cause like, I guess my cousin. I asked my cousin about it. He said he didn't even know who he was. That's my other. Like, I asked everybody else. They like, I think my grandparents know. My great grandfather know. I think they know. But everybody else, they don't know nothing. At least that's what I think. I think my granny know, but everybody else, I don't think they know nothing. I don't think my auntie know about who my dad is.
Okay. And closing with your dad, if you could say one thing to him, or what piece of advice would you give your dad if he was just sitting right there? And just one piece of advice, or what would you say? That just one thing.
What would I say?
I'll come back.
I think I'll say advice. I don't really know. I can't really like have any good advice for him because like never really gave advice to somebody that's older than me, or if I don't know what he's going through or anything about him, like I can't really give him good advice. You know.
Well, maybe advice about being a father, not just a dad, possibly. What would you say?
Yeah.
You know, just one thing that you would say, or a few things that you would say
Well,
about being a father, not just a dad.
the key thing of being a father, is just be the don't run away from something that you have did. Don't just leave it up to one person. Finish what you started. Um, Gain trust through all the relationships you come in that you build. That's a key thing to keep a good relationship is trust. So you gotta keep that 24/7. Don't lie about small things. Don't hide stuff. Just keep it 100 with anybody. That's what I say. Just keep it 100 with everybody you know.
Okay, so you're saying the advice or what you would say to him about fatherhood or being, you know, a dad and a father is to be a man of your word,
Yeah.
gain trust, and follow through with
Yeah.
what you began. As you know, if you're a father, if this is your child,
Follow through anything that you do.
just follow through.
Follow through it. Not the bad stuff.
Yeah.
I'll follow through with the bad stuff.
Okay.
I'll run away from bad stuff. Put it like they do.
Okay.
So follow through with the positive things. Follow through with promises.
Mhm.
Don't ever break a promise. Even if it's something that really means something to the other person. Don't break their promise.
Mhm.
Or you will lose our trust.
Mm.
I,
So follow through, and if you don't follow through, you'll lose the trust of the individual.
the trust of the individual. Like you lose complete trust. You're gonna have to start from 0 and you're gonna have to go all the way to 100 and it ain't gonna be real quick either.
Mhm.
It's gonna take time.
Mhm.
It's gonna take time. Especially if you keep lying about the same thing over and over.
Mhm.
It's gonna take time to gain that trust back.
So, and the fact that you haven't, you know, you don't have your dad in your life, how has that impacted you on when you think you're gonna have children? How has that molded you now at 17,
17.
as when it comes to being a father? Because, well, do you want children?
Oh, of course.
Okay, so you do want
Yeah,
children.
I want children.
Okay.
I'll if I have hopefully it won't be no one night thing, none of that. I don't want none of that. That's what my cousin did, and his life is a living sacrifice. Oh my goodness, his life is crazy. I'd rather be in a like if I do have kids, I'd be in a long relationship. You know, I want to be married with kids. It's the best way to do it. Yeah, that's basically the best way to do it. It brings less, you know, tension and baby mama drama. That's what I call it. I don't want none of that. I don't want a baby mama.
But how has the absence
He'll-
of your dad
Well,
going to affect you as a
it's gonna
father?
affect me by me follow through, and actually be there for my kids, and give them good advice,
Uh-huh.
teach them the right things to do,
Uh-huh.
teach them how to become a man with me, showing them how to be in a positive light for them.
Mm.
That's basically it. By me being a positive light, they're gonna be a positive light when they get older too. You know, if I do make mistakes, I own up to them and tell them why I made the mistake and how I fixed it. Helping them throughout school,
Mhm.
you know, working hard, getting them in a good college, getting them out the away from, you know, you can never get away from negative stuff because negative things are around you 24/7.
Mhm.
So teaching them how to block out the negative outputs, and just bring in good vibes and positive inputs
Mhm.
in their life. Allow them to, you know, don't hold them back from nothing. Allow them to breathe and explore the world.
Mhm.
See what's really out there, you know.
Okay.
And introduce them to things that I didn't have, or well, that I don't have.
Mm-hmm.
You know, buy them good clothes, good shoes, giving them a nice place to stay,
Mm-hmm.
nice food, allowing them to know who their family is and how they are, you know, and how they are, yeah, and how my family is, and show them what's right and what's wrong, basically. Don't let them get into no drama. You know, make sure they stay out of family problems. Don't let them get into family problems or issues, because if they see something that they don't like, and they hear something that they if they see, hear, or you know, they gonna pick that up and they gonna use it when they get older.
Mm-hmm.
I seen it. You know, it probably happened to me. I don't know when, but it probably have happened to me a couple of times. You know,
Mm-hmm.
you know, your kids just not gonna pick up lying just because it's in their mind or they know what it is. They gotta actually know what it is. You know,
Mm-hmm.
it just
Okay.
yeah.
Well, tell me this. How did you feel about this session today? What are your thoughts?
It's a pretty good session. You know, I got like stuff that I don't really talk to other people about off my mind that I really felt comfortable with saying or talking about. Being able to talk more about my father and how I would, you know, actually talk to him, you know, it's kind of opened me more up, opened me up some more, to be able to cooperate with him if he do come back in my life,
Mhm.
because you know, see, I don't know where he is. He could probably be dead or
Mm-hmm.
somewhere that I don't. He could probably be homeless or something. I don't even know.
Mhm.
So, you know, kind of opened me up for like the world, I guess.
Okay, so you're saying that actually talking about your dad,
Yeah,
initially it was uneasy,
yeah,
but you say that through talking to him in the empty chair there,
yeah,
uh, you feel a little bit more comfortable. So if you were to ever see him or meet him, you would have something to say, and you would feel, I guess, less timid.
less than
Okay, less timid. Not necessarily it's gonna be all the way, you know, but it's a impactful moment. It's a monumental moment. Um, okay. Well, thank you for allowing me to counsel you today, and I want to leave you with this. Think about your goals. I want you to think
Goals.
about goals for your future, the next 10, 15 years. I want you to start thinking about that for our next session.
Okay.
All right.